workers remote following the pandemic. Some are now creating new positions to manage that remote and hybrid worker. And to talk more about the changing ways people work, CEO and founder of the LaSalle Network is Tom Gimbel. Hi, Tom. How are you?
Hey, Micah. Good to be with you.
Good to be with you, too. How necessary is this remote person, manager type?
I actually am not one that believes in it. I think it's another layer of clutter sometimes that people don't know who they're reporting to. We've done surveys over the years that show that employees, the biggest thing they want is direct feedback and clear knowledge of what's expected of them. And if that's not coming from their manager, then they're going to go to human resources. Now, in the article that brought this dialogue up for conversation, people had said, well, this role should fall under human resources. And that's a different topic altogether. If it's a human resources business partner who's going to make sure that managers are communicating the right way, that's terrific. But if it's somebody who's just in charge of remote work, it's a little bit all show, no go, I think.
Well, let's think about it. How successful has remote working been going without a manager?
Well, and that's the key phrase right there is without a manager. It has been going with a manager. Everybody's got the same people they reported to when they were in the office. It's just whether you're remote or in the office, you're not differentiating between those two things. But what we've seen is with record profits on Wall Street, with the stock market up, with unemployment really low, that companies are having record years and that it is working how it is. So it's more of some companies are trying to create a little bit of marketing buzz that they've created this to take care of their workers more, when I'm not so sure. I think it actually causes a lot more communication problems than it solves.
Are remote workers equally as proficient as working on site?
Well, from what they can get done, the answer is yes for the most part. What's really hard is how my company operates, how company A operates, company Z operates, are all different in different industries. And some may have better managers than others, and they may be doing great remotely, and others not so much. The real key is having clear expectations of what the company needs from the role. Now, whether somebody wants to have people remote or not, I'm not sure that necessarily always has to do with productivity as much as it has to do with attraction and retention of employees during a real low unemployment rate.
But this could be the wave of the future. I mean, folks could be working at home from now on. The pandemic kind of started it, but now it's kind of bursting out, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't believe that there will be a time where we don't have some aspect of remote work. What I do know and what history's taught us is that when things go bad, everything changes. So right now, companies are making money and unemployment's low, so it's an employee's market and companies are bending over backwards to accommodate people. But what will end up happening is when inflation rises and unemployment rate goes up and there's layoffs, it'll flip back over to being an employer's market. And when that happens, if companies want people back in the office and there aren't a lot of jobs available, you're going to do what they're asking.
Well, what's the hardest part of remote working, you think?
Well, I think it's twofold. I think number one is not having the instant camaraderie with people. That you can't walk
What about
into
introverts? They kind of like that, probably.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with that.
You don't agree with anything ever, do you, Tom?
I was talking to a couple of our folks who are self-analyzed, self-prescribed introverts, and they said they actually like coming to the office because it's the only extroverted social interaction they have. If they didn't have their work in the office, they'd really be alone almost all the time. And that's not what being an introvert means. It doesn't mean I only want to be alone, right? And I think sometimes we're grasping for straws and redefining what words mean. And the flip side of the positive of coming into the office is collaboration, that people get to come up with new ideas when you're working together all the time versus not seeing them. And that's how do you train new people if you're not around each other?
You know what? One day we're going to have a subject that you agree with. One of these days.
I agree with a lot of it.
Right.
I just don't agree with everything in its totality.
All right.
I think you can agree with pieces here and there.
Okay, Tom Gimbel with LaSalle Network. Appreciate it. Be safe, be well.
Yep, you too. See you next week.